Have you ever pondered on the uncanny parallels between the books of Daniel and Revelation in the Bible? These two prophetic books, written centuries apart, contain visions and predictions that are eerily similar, suggesting a divine orchestration that transcends human understanding. Let's start by exploring the prophetic nature of both books. The Book of Daniel, written in the 6th century BC during the Babylonian exile, is renowned for its rich symbolic visions. One of the most striking is Daniel's vision of the four beasts, as described in Daniel 7, verses 1 to 28. These beasts, each different from the last, are said to represent four future kings or kingdoms. Fast forward to the 1st century AD, and we find ourselves in the Book of Revelation, penned by the Apostle John on the island of Patmos. Here we encounter another vision of a beast, this time emerging from the sea, as outlined in Revelation 13, verses 1 to 10. This beast, like the ones in Daniel's vision, is also symbolic of worldly power and authority. But what's truly fascinating is the parallel between these visions. In both, the beasts represent kingdoms or powers that rise and fall, demonstrating the transient nature of worldly authority. Yet, in the midst of these shifting powers, there's a constant presence, the eternal dominion of God. The similarities don't stop there. Both Daniel and John were given their visions during times of great personal distress. Daniel was living in exile, while John was in isolation on Patmos. Despite their circumstances, they were chosen to receive messages of hope and assurance for God's people, further connecting these two books. So, what does all this mean? Well, it's clear that these prophetic parallels are not coincidental. They're part of a divine tapestry woven together to reveal God's master plan for humanity. As we delve deeper, you will notice more striking similarities that bind these two books together. Did you know both Daniel and John were given forewarnings of the end times? In the pages of two profound books of the Bible, we find remarkable visions of the end times. These are not just random dreams or fantasies, but divinely inspired prophecies. In the book of Daniel, we encounter the vision of the statue. This colossal image, made of various metals, symbolizes successive world empires. Daniel chapter 2 verses 31 to 45 vividly describe this vision. From the head of gold representing Babylon to the feet of iron mixed with clay, signifying a divided kingdom, each part of the statue corresponds to a different era of human history. This prophetic vision offers a panoramic view of the rise and fall of world powers, culminating in the establishment of God's eternal kingdom, symbolized by a stone not cut by human hands. Now let's turn our attention to the book of Revelation. Here, John the Apostle presents us with the vision of the 7 seals. Revelation chapter 6 verses 1 to 17 detail these seals. Each seal represents a phase of tribulation leading up to the end of days. The first 4 seals introduce the 4 horsemen, symbolizing conquest, war, famine, and death. The following seals reveal the souls of martyrs, cosmic disturbances, and finally, the day of wrath. These visions found in Daniel and Revelation serve as a blueprint for the end of days. They provide a prophetic timeline, mapping out significant events leading up to the ultimate climax of history. But remember, these prophecies are not designed to instill fear or dread. Rather, they are a testament to God's sovereignty, showing us that He holds the future in His hands. These visions, although alarming, are meant to prepare us for what's to come. They serve as a reminder that no matter how chaotic or uncertain things may seem, God is in control, orchestrating His divine plan. And in this assurance we find hope and peace. Ever wondered about the myriad of symbols used in these two books and their meanings? When delving into the books of Daniel and Revelation, we are met with a rich tapestry of symbols. These symbols, like the threads of a tapestry, weave together a narrative that transcends time and space. In the book of Daniel, we encounter symbols such as the lion, bear, and leopard. Each of these symbols, found in Daniel 7, 4, 6, represents a different kingdom. The lion, with eagle's wings, symbolizes Babylon. The bear, raised up on one side, is the Medo-Persian Empire. The leopard, with 4 wings and 4 heads, signifies the swift conquests of the Greek Empire. Moving on to the book of Revelation, we are introduced to other symbols like the dragon, beast, and the false prophet. As laid out in Revelation 13, 1, 18, the dragon represents Satan, the ancient serpent. The beast from the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns symbolizes worldly governments under the influence of Satan. The beast from the earth, also known as the false prophet, signifies false religions that deceive people and lead them away from the truth. These symbols are not just random choices of animals or creatures. They are carefully chosen to embody the characteristics of the entities they represent. The lion, bear, and leopard in Daniel, with their predatory nature, signify empires that preyed on weaker nations. The dragon and the beasts in Revelation, with their menacing appearances, symbolize the destructive and deceptive nature of Satan and his influences. Moreover, these symbols reveal the divine wisdom in prophecy. They demonstrate how God, in his infinite wisdom, used symbols to convey complex realities in a way that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. But what's more fascinating is that these symbols do not stand in isolation. They intertwine and interact, creating a dynamic narrative that forecasts significant events. These symbols, while varied, share a common thread of predicting significant events. The understanding of these symbols deepens our appreciation of these prophetic books and helps us better grasp the overarching message they carry. Did you know that angels play a significant role in both Daniel and Revelation? It's a fascinating aspect of these prophetic books that often goes unnoticed. Today, we're going to delve into their role and significance. Let's start with the book of Daniel. One of the key figures here is the angel Gabriel. He appears in Daniel chapter 8, verses 15 to 26. Gabriel is sent by God to interpret Daniel's vision of the ram and the goat. This vision is filled with symbolism and mystery. But thanks to Gabriel's interpretation, Daniel and subsequently we, the readers, are able to understand its meaning. The angel's role here is crucial. He serves as a divine messenger, bridging the gap between the heavenly and the earthly, the divine and the human. Now let's move on to the book of Revelation. Here the role of angels is even more pronounced. In Revelation chapter 8, verses 2 to 13, we encounter 7 angels with trumpets. Each one of these angels plays a trumpet, and with each trumpet blast, a new event unfolds on earth. These angels are not just messengers, but agents of God's will, actively participating in the unfolding of the end times. In both books, angels serve a dual role. They are interpreters, helping humans understand God's will and plan, and they are also executors, carrying out God's will in the world. They bridge the gap between the divine and the human, the spiritual and the physical. It's interesting to note how these heavenly beings interact with humanity. They don't just deliver messages. They interact, they explain, they engage. These interactions remind us that the divine is not distant or detached. On the contrary, it is actively involved in the world, guiding, directing, and intervening in human affairs. To sum up, angels in both Daniel and Revelation serve as divine messengers and active participants in the unfolding of God's prophetic visions. They are more than mere observers. They are integral parts of these prophetic narratives. Angels, as divine messengers, significantly contribute to the unfolding of these prophetic visions. Despite the predictions of turmoil, did you notice the underlying message of hope and assurance in both books? It's no accident that amidst the prophetic visions of Daniel and Revelation, a powerful theme emerges, a theme that rises like a phoenix from the ashes of chaos and uncertainty. It's the theme of God's sovereignty and his ultimate victory, a beacon of hope in the stormy seas of prophetic symbolism. Let's consider the vision of the Ancient of Days in the book of Daniel. In this passage, Daniel 7:9-14, we see a vivid image of God's supreme authority. The Ancient of Days, with clothing as white as snow and hair like pure wool, takes his seat on a fiery throne. Thousands upon thousands serve him, and a court is convened. Amidst the turmoil of beasts and kings, the Ancient of Days is a picture of unshakable sovereignty. Similarly, in the book of Revelation, we see a vision of the New Jerusalem. Revelation 21:1. 4 paints a picture of a new heaven and a new earth, where God dwells with his people. He wipes away every tear, and there is no more death, mourning, crying, or pain. The old order of things has passed away, replaced by a new creation fully under God's reign. The vision is a powerful testament to God's ultimate victory over evil and his loving reign over his creation. In both books, though the imagery is different, the message is the same. God is in control. He is sovereign over all, and his victory is assured. This theme of sovereignty offers a comforting reassurance among the prophetic visions of beasts, battles, and end times. So, despite the sometimes terrifying imagery and dire predictions in these prophetic books, we are reminded of the unchanging truth of God's sovereignty. We see that even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, God's plan is unfolding exactly as he intends. In the midst of prophecies and visions, the assurance of God's sovereignty remains steadfast, providing hope amidst chaos.